This week we're talking about Adblock Plus, we're talking about the lack of major smartwatches, and we're talking about the new community tab on YouTube, and a whole lot more. This is Tech Weekly. So welcome to this week's show. As you could probably hear, the generic music is back because Jesse said that he wanted it back, and I think it kind of sounded better anyway, to be honest. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So let's start off with Sunday's news. So on Sunday, Tesla's talking about bringing out a new update where they're going to be relying a lot more on radar to basically see what's around the car in their Autopilot thing, which is basically this thing where it just drives in and out of like traffic and stuff on roads and avoids cars where it's supposed to avoid cars and stuff. But anyway, yeah, this should be coming in a few weeks. And they also said that it should prevent 50% of other accidents too. On Monday, we learned that there's actually another streaming service other than Spotify and Apple. I'm only kidding. On Monday, we heard that Deezer is going to be able to share their music with Twitter. You're going to be able to basically put 30-second clips on there. So they'll be able to hear the music too, but don't think that you're going to be able to get away with like not having a Deezer subscription or whatever. You can only share 30 seconds, so you can't put whole tracks on there or anything. We also heard that Samsung is going to be labeling safer Note 7s with an S symbol, and this S is going to be next to the barcode, so look for it there. Instagram also announced that anyone's going to be able to filter out certain words in their comments for their pictures, so if there's anyone being like rude or anything in the comments, like telling them that Android's better than iOS or something like that, then they can filter out those words and stuff like that. And yeah, this has already been available on YouTube, and I've used it a lot on YouTube, so it's great to see it coming to different platforms too. The Google VR camera app is also coming to the iPhone, and it's basically creating a 360 panoramic image where you can put your VR headset on and just look around and see basically what's around you and stuff. So you're not going to be able to look up and down or anything, it's just basically a panorama, so it's just around you, but yeah, I guess it's still pretty cool. Twitter length revisions are also coming to Twitter, which is great because before they used to make things like usernames and images, which is kind of stupid, count towards your Twitter count, your Twitter length count. But no, none of that's going to count. So usernames aren't going to count, videos aren't going to count, images aren't going to count. So you're going to be able to put images and stuff like that and still have a super long Twitter thing. Well, as long as you consider 120 characters to be super long. On Tuesday, the PlayStation 4 update went live that brought HDR folders and stuff like that. So be sure to go ahead and download that. And one of the big stories is Adblock Plus is starting to sell adverts, which, yeah, it's the last person I would have expected to sell ads. How they're framing the whole thing is they're saying that they're selling acceptable ads, where basically they're not going to be ads that have any flashing things or any scams or anything like that. They're just going to be like normal ads, but they're actually having these ad people pay them to show the ads. So basically they're hiding ads and then they're asking people to pay them to show their own ads. So yeah, there's another ads blocker thing in the description, so you can go ahead and download that if you want. And again, yeah, I don't really condone using ad blocks, but if you don't want to support people, then whatever. Google also announced the Chromecast Preview Program, which is kind of hard to say. But basically what this is going to be able to do is going to let you try out Chromecast features before they go out to the public, pretty much like any other beta program or whatever. So yeah, if you want to sign up to that, it's down in the description. All the Apple software also released on Wednesday, well, excluding the Mac software, where basically iOS 10 came out, all of that sort of stuff came out. iOS 10 did have a bit of a hiccup when it first launched, but all of that's fixed now. So if you want to download that, go to About Software on your device and go ahead and download it. YouTube Community, or what used to be called YouTube Backstage, has also came out to a few people. So it came out to people like Peter Holland, it came out to the Vlogbrothers, it came out to Lily Singh or Superwoman, it came out to all those people. So basically it's kind of like Facebook on YouTube. They're going to be able to put pictures, they're going to be able to put videos and all that sort of stuff now. So these people have already started posting stuff, so be sure to go and check them out. And it's just got super dark in here for some reason. Instagram is also letting you save photos from your story, well kind of, and it's also letting you mute people too. So you're basically going to be able to save pictures as you put them onto your story, and you're also going to be able to save entire stories. But there's one thing that they didn't copy from Snapchat, is that you can't basically copy each photo one at a time, kind of like you can do in Snapchat. So yeah, but you can also mute people by long pressing on their name, and you can then set to mute them, so they'll basically go to the end of the line, so you won't see them. Facebook and Twitter are also helping Google to get rid of fake news, like those annoying stupid WhatsApp things that say that if you don't post this to 10 people, then they're going to delete your account or something like that. I don't even know what they say. They basically want to get rid of all this fake news that spreads like wildfire on Facebook and Twitter and stuff. So they're joining this thing called the First Draft Coalition, that's got Google in it, so they're all going to try and work that out together. Amazon Echo was also announced to be released in the UK and Germany, so you can go ahead and pre-order that on the websites now. So it's going to be coming to the UK on September the 28th, it's going to be coming to Germany on October the 26th. So you can go ahead and pre-order those now if you want. There's also a white version available for all those countries, I think, including the US version. And major smartwatches aren't going to be coming out this year. I know this doesn't mean that smartwatches are dying, because I love my smartwatch and lots of people do. It just means that the smartwatch technology isn't quite there yet. So they want to basically skip this year, and maybe they're going to put out smartwatches next year. Because basically they just want to be able to have better batteries to put in their smartwatches. They want to be able to use it alongside GPS and stuff like that. So the companies are going to be LG, Motorola and Huawei. So none of those are going to be putting out smartwatches this year, so that's good for me because this is going to be the newest device for next year. And yeah, but if you want to buy a new one, you can. Facebook Live is also going to be coming to the desktop. So you've been able to do this on mobile for a long time now, but it's finally coming to desktop. It's available to some people already, a very, very limited number of people. But it's going to be rolling out to people over the coming months. I also learned that Google Maps was behind in something I didn't even realise. So they've never actually shown speed limits in their app before, whereas apps like Here Maps and stuff did. So now they're going to be bringing speed limits to their maps, but they're not going to be measuring your speed and telling you if you get close to that limit or whatever, like Here Maps does. And we learned that Facebook may be bringing back public chats to their Facebook app. So these aren't going to be just like group chats. They're basically going to be basically chats that the public can join into, whether you're friends with them or not. And you're going to be able to just talk about a certain topic, and you're going to be able to share the chat with other people through a certain link that lets them join into the chat. So it could be about anything like apples or bananas or whatever, or I don't know, Overwatch or something. On Thursday, we learned some pretty bad news after the iPhone 7 launch. We heard that the MacBook Pro may not be getting a headphone jack, and Apple didn't go ahead and say this or anything, but they're giving out this survey that is kind of hinting very much to the fact that they're not going to be getting a headphone jack. Because let's face it, they're asking people if they want the headphone jack or not, and the thing is, even if 100% of them answered they don't want the headphone jack, they're not going to be putting the headphone jack in. There's also some pretty big Pandora updates. So Pandora, yes, is US only for now, but basically it's this thing that lets you build up stations based on a certain artist. You can't really listen to individual songs or anything, but you can build up stations. And now what they're going to be doing is they're going to be giving the free tier more skips if they watch video ads and stuff. And they're going to be giving the paid tier, which is $5 by the way, they're going to be giving them unlimited skips through the stations, and they're going to let them replay songs a lot and save stations offline, and they're doing the offline thing in a really clever way actually. So basically when you go offline, they're going to already have the stations that you listen to the most, I think, or the last 3 stations you listen to or something, automatically downloaded, where it will just seamlessly move over to those downloaded ones. You don't even have to set for them to download or anything, so that sounds pretty good. Swiftkey, or the keyboard that you all should be using if you've got any Apple or Android device pretty much, is getting an update. So it's going to be using a neural network now, where basically it's just better at predicting words, or words that are going to come after a certain sentence. So instead of just relying on the last 2 words to kind of know what the next word would be, which is usually wrong, it tries and sees the whole sentence and understands what the sentence means and then gives a word based on that. But it's probably a really good update, so I'm looking forward to try it over the next few weeks and stuff and see how it is really. And Samsung announced that the Note 7 replacements are going to be coming on September the 21st, which is in 2 days. On Friday, iFixit did their annual teardown of iPhones and saw what was inside the iPhone 7. So they saw what was in place, the headphone jack and all that sort of stuff. I'll have the video linked down below. And there's also a video for the Apple Watch 2 teardown that's available in the same place too. The Samsung US president also offered a public apology via the form of video, which again is down in the description, where they are basically saying sorry for all that happened, and they're just saying, for goodness sake guys, please power it down and return it. On Saturday we got rumours that Google for Work may be renamed to Google Clouds, which I don't know why they wanted to do that, but whatever. So we should know if this is true for sure on September the 29th when there's a Google Cloud event. We also heard the very distressing news that the iPhone 7 home button won't work with gloves, which I don't see why people are actually bothered because you can't use the phone with gloves anyway. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that point, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any comments about this video, be sure to leave it down below, and be sure to tell me if you like how I'm doing the video this time around. So I'll see you all in the next video. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.